Ladies and gentlemen, what's good, y'all? It's the Chillmeister Chris Gary and Mr. Ohio Mike Soltez,
Hello.
and you're listening to yet another edition of Focus Fights Audio. As this, of course, and first of all, before I even get underway with talking about Ryzen Landmark 12, I just want to let y'all know, for those of y'all who are actually listening to this, we are having trouble trying to upload. Well, actually, no. I can't really say we have any trouble trying to upload the audio version of the Ryzen 51 review. It's just the fact that the copyrights for the theme music that Ryzen uses has changed, so they forced the episode off of all the streaming platforms that we have on as far as Focus Fights audio goes. So, once we get everything situated, and hopefully we will definitely get the damn podcast up. I mean, hopefully I can save it on another platform other than Spotify, because Spotify, likes to run racist advertisements. But still, though, point of the matter is, when I get that particular episode up, and I will get this episode up, before the weekend is over with, obviously, because Ryzen Landmark 12 is happening on November 1st, well, happening on November 3rd, actually, at the new standard time of 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, because we're going on daylight savings time this
Mm-hmm.
week here in the U.S. and Canada.
And it's also on a Monday because it's Bunka no Hi Culture Day, national holiday in Japan.
Yes, of course. But still, though, we'll get the podcast portion of this episode up. We will basically have to run a back-to-back, having the revamped version of the 51 review and the episode of this particular show in question, which we're doing right now. And oh, by the way, again, you forgot to mention the best part, Mike. The fact that this show, knowing damn well that we basically having issues with paying for things right now, especially in the US, especially in Canada. Are you happy that this show is free?
I am. It's unexpected. It's really nice. I think that it's a good, as long as it's advertised properly, I think they can get a few new people to watch the product. And for a promotion like Ryzen that's trying to make an impact internationally, this is, and you have a legitimately excellent card, this is what you do.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Especially, I mean, I think I akin to it like how Showtime used to do these free preview weekends.
Yes, and
When
HBO stars a lot of the old cable companies, the linear cable companies used to do that. I believe they probably still do, like the streaming platforms, so they have specials like MGM Plus, etc. Do those types of promos. So but either way, it's a good thing to do. They just need to promote it properly.
Yeah,
and I can't speak to whether they've done that, but I know that they've been ramping up their English content predictions and some English trailer, things of that nature. So to me, that's a step in the right direction, that they're at least taking it seriously. And let's hope it yields some results.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it will yield some results, because of the fact that when it comes down to the English language trailers for these shows, I mean, obviously I used the English language trailer for the review, for the preview of 51. I'm gonna use the English language trailer for this particular show because those are just so well produced. It's just the fact that they want to go above and beyond to cater to the international viewers. I just hope that they don't have to do too much to do that.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that it's an ancillary market at the end of the day.
Oh, and I've been working on saying this. Minasan no konnichiwa, fight fan no banwa Takumi. How are you, sir? He says, I am here Thank you for the notification. You are welcome. Doibashimashite. But still, though, point of the matter is when it comes down to this fight card, and again, it's Ryzen Landmark 12 live from the Gleon Arena. Gleon spelled Glion in Kobe, Hyogo, Japan. This event is going to be stacked to the gill with 19 fights, 14 of them in MMA, 5 kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
And, when it comes down to a fight card like this, and I'm going to go ahead and, share the screen. Well, stop sharing the screen real quick because you're looking too much at the meat and potatoes if you're watching this on video. But still, though, point of the matter is, and Takumi is saying, Kambanwa.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to
Oh,
you
well,
too.
evening.
Well, actually, in his case, it would be Ohio. There's good morning.
8:32 a.m. in Japan.
Yes, of course. But still, though, point of the matter, when it comes down to this show, you got 19 fights on the card, 14 of them in MMA, including the world title fight not getting the top billing. I mean,
because the fight between Hagiwara and Akimoto has more appeal. I mean, that's just what it boils down to.
I mean, I can understand that, especially considering the fact that, you got Hagiwara, and let's go ahead and talk about this fight as is, because, this fight is definitely getting top billing. It's the Underground Emperor, the it's the Underground Emperor, Kinkabancho, Kyohei Hagiwara versus Japan top team's young prospect, Kyoma Akimoto. Of course, Hagiwara is 29 years old, 9-10 overall, vows to never lose again.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, of course. He's 2-3 in his last 5. Let's be real. Akimoto. Yeah, Akimoto is 9-1, coming back with a 2-fight winning streak off of his lone loss. And he's only 19 years old. But the question I pointed out in our show notes is Hagiwara also desperately wants to face Mikuru Asakura and is wanting to be a changed fighter in his first Rising main event. Akimoto wanted to be a soccer player when he was young and was also deemed childish by Hagiwara in the build-up to this fight, and is only going to have his star rise even more. But I ask, whose star do you think will benefit more from this performance?
I would say Akimoto, because Hagiwara is a big name, and I think that if he wins, he's going to Akimoto would get a big fight on New Year's Eve. I would presumably try to rebook him versus Karshiga Daupek.
I mean, oh, right, because of course Akimoto did lose to Karshiga Daupek.
No, they never fought because remember it was supposed to be at Super Rising 4. Daupek got hurt, and then that's when Koki Okada came in as a last week replacement.
And then he ended up suffering an ass whooping instead.
Yeah. It was like I believe it was a RNC or something like that in like 3 minutes, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But, and I mean, Hagiwara definitely has the power to knock him out, but the bottom line is Kyoma Akimoto, I think, is just better in every aspect.
And by the way, the only loss that Kyoma Akimoto suffered was at the hands of Yuki Motoya, who will be fighting in the flyweight title fight on New Year's Eve.
And also another factor with that, Akimoto showed very good grappling defense.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So yeah, I think that he's got every advantage here, except for power.
Yeah, of course. Andrew is saying Akimoto's young and can always bounce back.
He is, but losing to someone who's 9-10, I understand Hagiwara, I think, is better than 9-10, regardless of his deficiencies in the ground game. But the fact of the matter is, losing to a 9-10 fighter would be a stain on Ryzen's top prospect. It is what it is.
I mean, it's like I said in the build-up and runoff from Ryzen 51. It's all about strength of schedule when it comes down to some of these fighters. And I know what you're saying. You don't want to lose to a 9-10 guy as a 9-1 fighter, but I mean, do you think that if Akimoto beats Hakiwara, it would be a resume booster?
Absolutely.
I mean, especially considering the fact that, Hakiwara is coming off of back-to-back wins himself after getting bounced 3 times, losing via unanimous decision to Juntaro Ushiku and Koji Takeda, then losing via rear naked choke to Ryo Takagi, only to come back with back-to-back first-round knockout wins over Toby Too Quick Misek and Taisei Nishitani. I mean, those aren't really,
those aren't great wins.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's just call it what it is. They're not great wins.
But I'm just trying to say, I mean, those 2 wins probably wouldn't get you into the playoffs, much less into a title fight.
They might get you into the play-in.
Yeah, of course.
Or I don't know, or maybe the EFL Cup if you watch Europeans, or if you watch the Premier League, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah, of course. And Andrew is saying that he wants Hakiwara to win via jumping heel hook.
Oh, so you want him to do what Ryo Chonen did to Anderson Silva? Got it.
Yeah, but not a lot of people are going to remember something from almost 20 years ago in the case of Chonen versus Silva.
For I guess for someone like me, I don't know,
mm-hmm.
when it was so unexpected and shocking, it's one of those moments that stays with you, I guess would be what I would say.
Oh yeah, of course. And I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to say much, Andrew. I'm sorry, but I think that Akimoto is going to probably win this one by way of submission in the first round, because if you look back at Akimoto's last fight, it was against Koki Okada in a last minute type of fight, but he still dazzled in that damn submission. I mean, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I do, but like I said, Hagiwara has to keep this fight, or Hagiwara has to keep this fight standing, and he's got to get inside of Akimoto's length and southpaw style. If he does not set up that right hand with a jab, and Hagiwara has a very good jab when he uses it, he can nail Akimoto with that right hand. If he doesn't set it up with technique, he's going to get pieced apart.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Especially considering the fact that, again, Hakiwara is coming back off of back-to-back knockout wins. I mean, yeah, he's going to definitely look to piece apart Akimoto and stop that submission game from even taking place before the fight even gets into the deep water, so to speak.
Absolutely. But that's with really bad opposition too. So I just think that this is Akimoto's fight to lose.
Oh yeah, of course. Especially considering the fact that, again, Akimoto has a hell of a bright future ahead. The last thing he wants to lose or have on his resume is a loss to a 9-10 guy who's basically vowing to never lose again, but people are just waiting for that bubble to burst.
Absolutely. But it's one of those things where I think that Ryzen booked this because they wanted to sell tickets in a 10,000 seat arena. And from what I understand, it's damn near sold out or sold out. So I understand booking a fight of that. Let's call it what it is. This is a big fight for Ryzen fans.
Mm-hmm.
These are 2 stars. Well, relatively.
One's a star. The other wants to be a star, basically.
One is very close. How about that?
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, Hagiwara is Teflon. He's got a following. He can make for exciting fights. He's a good talker. He can sell tickets. Okay. There's a place for a journeyman like that especially in Ryzen. But at the end of the day, I got Akimoto by submission in the second round.
Oh yeah. I mean, come to think of it, I cannot wait to see Akimoto beat up and tap out Hockey War to close that fight out, just so that we can all go to bed as the sun rises, so to speak, while morning news beats down our heads. But still, though, point of the matter, we talked enough about the main event. Let's get to the co-main event. Let's talk about the fact that you got Seika Izawa versus the little giant Saori Oshima, the macro weight champion of Deep or Deep Jewels. Oh, and Takumi is saying that Hagiwara is from Osaka.
Yes.
Osaka, Kobe, Tokyo, they're all part of the Kansai region, right?
Yes. If I remember correctly, that is accurate.
Right, of course. But still though, point is you got Seika Izawa, who just celebrated her 28th birthday yesterday. She's undefeated, looking to defend her women's super atomweight title against Saori Oshima, which, oh, by the way, in the case of in the case of Izawa, this would be her third title defense. Well, actually, no, this would be her second title defense. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it, because here you have the little giant Oshima, Deep Jewels champion, Invicta FC veteran. She wants to be the little giant to shock the world. And I don't think that's going to happen.
No, but she's got a real shot at it.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
because I'm just going to say this fight should have happened a couple years ago. I'm happy it's happening now, but I think that Izawa will win. But as I said, Oshima has a real shot here, but she's got to fight literally a perfect fight.
Basically, like be Jackie knocking down that giant beanstalk.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to be like Mickey from Mickey and the Beanstalk.
Oh, okay. Right. A little Mickey Mouse reference. Oh, but still, though, point of the matter is when it comes down to Izawa, again, she's 16-0, 10-0 in Rising. A lot of her wins are by way of submission. Rising's running out of quality opponents to basically give to Izawa. I mean, do you really think that it's... I mean, I asked this the last time we talked about this shit, but still, though, I'll say it again. Do you think this is going to be a move up or move on fight for Izawa? Because I don't know if Rising's willing to shell out any dough just to get any foreign fighters or foreign talent just to match her up.
I mean, it could, but I am not 100% sure on I'm not 100% sure on who you could bring in. I mean, obviously there's people from Deep. But seriously though, who in all likelihood would that be?
I mean, you know what?
Moeri Suda, the biggest person they could have gotten, like Moeri Suda, I thought was the obvious choice, but she got beat by Oshima, so that option's gone. She's beaten Hamasaki twice. I suppose you could have a rematch with Siwoo Park. There is also another factor that we have not discussed yet, and that would be how much. We don't know how much she has left. She recently became a free agent. So Ham.
Oh yeah, Hamdele Silva, who basically spent the last couple of years or the last 3 years in purgatory, i.e., that damned one championship.
Yes, there's that. Those would be the two that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe, I mean, Miki Motono, maybe.
I mean, and come to think of it, Takumi is saying 3 days ago, 2 Korean brothers living in Japan doing an internet podcast said that Izawa was bad looking, and it kind of became an issue. They since apologized for it. I mean, to be honest, Izawa just got married. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's not that bad on the eyes, to be honest. It's just the fact that when it comes down to actual competition, You want to keep her busy. I mean, she's definitely one of these fighters that can easily slip away if not given the right opportunities to improve on herself, especially when she's the damn world champion. Let's be real.
Yeah,
And
she's the world champion, but she's also her quality of opposition has not been great. But that I blame Ryzen as much as her, because if I remember correctly, the rumor was that she always was politicking against Oshima. An Oshima fight, there was always some type of issue.
no, yeah, of course.
I mean, if that is correct, I mean, I blame it as much on her as them. But as I said, at least this fight's happening. And the bottom line is, I do think the Saika, I think, has an advantage in terms of technique, just only because she's taller. Oshima's very short. And I also think that Oshima's wrestling. I think Oshima's wrestling could give her some issues, but at the end of the day, I think the better grappler in terms of submissions is Izawa, and I think Izawa will push the pace and eventually get her.
Oh yeah, and Andrew was saying, let's blame Izawa and her management, which is Deep and Deep Jewels.
Okay.
I mean, come to think of it, you could also blame Deep Jewels for putting Oshima into this fight. I mean, she is the under 100-pound or under 45-kilogram queen pin of that damn promotion. I mean, to be honest, and I seen her fight in Invicta against Andresa Romero. She wasn't that good. Like, for real, though. In the fight that she had in Kansas City against Andresa Romero, she wasn't really that good. But at least she managed to try and, stuff Romero's takedowns and just make sure that she was on solid ground, so to speak. And also, another atomweight fight we can talk about as far as of interest to us, we can talk about Noel Narita versus Misaki Suda as well. And Andrew is basically chiming in the comments saying, I would give Seohee Ham an immediate title shot against the winner of Oshima and Izawa because she never lost her fight. She never lost her title, technically. She vacated it.
Yeah, she did. She never lost it. She did vacate it. So if that does happen, I'm open to that. Because, like I said, there's no one else. I mean, like, if somehow they can get Miki Motono, maybe Karen from Pancrase, I'm just trying to think of people off the top of my head who you can
match her up against.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few, but there's real depth issues in this division.
Oh yeah, of course, especially considering the fact that when it comes down to the domestic scene, you got to be careful with who you pluck out, especially considering the fact that there's not really that much to begin with. And Andrew was saying, it's because they're atomweight. Well, atomweight, yes, but they got to add up 3 more pounds.
I mean, but and then you have Rena. I mean, but will that Izawa fight actually happen?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. Andrew says, I thought their problems were at strawweight and flyweight.
I think that there are problems all over the organization for different reasons.
Oh yeah, of course.
But as I said, that's my opinion. And I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and say that it's perfect by any stretch, but I think that you can never not improve, I guess.
Oh yeah.
And you always, in my opinion, look for opportunities to get better, to improve the depth. You have the Kazakh coming in, Karshiga Dalbrek's brother at lightweight. That's a good addition. I do expect he'll beat Yambo Saika. That's a good one. Yamauchi, if he stays around, that's a good one. Captain Africa is some decent depth at lightweight as well. So they can find talent. It's just a matter of finding the right talent and not just throwing someone in, not just bringing someone in just for the sake of bringing them in.
Oh, yeah, of course. And again, it's like I said, when it comes down to the strawweight fight, if that fight is boring, the title fight, we can at least say the prelim fight between Noel Narita versus Misaki Suda will at least be interesting because, if you look at that particular fight, yes, it's going to be the featured prelim. Yes, I know we're talking about the prelims at the damn beginning of the show, but still, though, do you think that if Suda beats Noel, we could see a potential star in the making?
Maybe, but for their sake, I hope Noel wins because they've been trying to build her.
Oh yeah, especially
it's just fighting someone like Suda who has 5 times, 6 times the experience in professional fighting that she does. Like it's very odd matchmaking. It was odd matchmaking at the time.
Come to think of it, isn't Suda a shoot boxer?
No, Moeri Suda.
Yeah, no, Misaki.
Or no, the other Suda. I'm talking. No, I don't know. I think she's just a striker. But I was talking about Moeri Suda. Just looking back on that matchmaking.
Oh right, of course.
That was very odd. But this is about where Noel should be, especially coming off a loss. We'll see what she can do. I expect her to take it to the ground and win, but she cannot be reckless.
Oh yeah, because that's what cost her against Moeri Suda.
And also the fact that Suda is just more experienced. As I said, ridiculously more experienced.
Oh yeah, of course. And now let's go ahead and take this train back on the right track. And that is talk about Vugar Karamov versus Moshingo Koyomi Matsushima. And this fight is going to be contested in the featherweight division, which is 67 kilos, 146 pounds.
46.
Karamov.
This is a really good fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a really good fight. Karamov is the former featherweight champion from Baku, Azerbaijan. Matsushima from Yokohama, Kanagawa, Japan, making his rising debut, training under the same fight camp as Noel, Abayane Combat Club, or AACC for short. You saying it's going to be an incredible battle, but I
think it has potential to be if it stays standing. Karamov, I think it would behoove him to get this fight to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Because Matsushima can punch. We know this.
I see. So you're saying this is not going to be a cakewalk?
It's not going to be a cakewalk for either of these gentlemen, in my opinion.
Of course, especially considering the fact that you got Vugi, V-U-G-I, his nickname. He's coming off of a impressive fight in a loss against Roberto Satoshi de Souza for the lightweight title and basically stopping the momentum of Shuya Kimura. You got Matsushima, who is a Pancrase veteran, a 1FC veteran, and the former Shudo Infinity League tournament winner from 10 years ago, who got knocked out by Karshiga Doubtpeck in that Top Blight show that you mentioned on the last time that we were doing this.
And which ended up being the only one because, that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah, of course. Koyomi just wants to impress in his rising debut, but still, though, how long of a fight do you think this is going to be if you're saying this will be a fight worth watching?
I think this will end in the second or third round with Karamov winning by submission. But if he keeps this standing, he might get knocked out. Karamov's he can be hit, I think, a little bit, but he's such a well-rounded fighter. And Matsushima, to me, from what I've seen of him, his strength is clearly striking.
I see. And Andrew is chiming in saying, Koyomi doesn't train at Abayane Combat Club. Well, where the fuck does he train at?
Is it Tribe Tokyo, maybe?
Probably. But still, though, I guess it's why Andrew gets upset at me using Tapology instead of Sherdog But still, though, point is, when it comes down to this fight, it's like you said, it's going to be an incredible fight. But, what do you think would probably be the main weakness that both of these fighters would need to look out for?
With Karamov, I would say just being overly aggressive and not being disciplined on with his stand-up defense, if Matsushima overcommitting and getting taken down.
Oh, right, of course.
And I just think there is the possibility they could be tentative, but I think with the way that both got, I think Karamov likes to be aggressive grappling, and I think Matsushima's best shot is when Karamov is shooting or coming in, he sets that jab, he throws that jab, and then shoots the right hand straight in, or a knee or something off a feint.
I see. And Andrew is saying that Koyomi trains out of Idea Asakusa.
I am not familiar. Sadly, I am not familiar with that jab.
Neither am I. But still, though, basically, you're saying this fight's not going to make it to the judges.
I don't think so.
I see. And you know what? Speaking of two opponents who faced off against Karamov before, I mean, obviously, you can't look no further but Kazumasa Maejima versus Shuya Kimura, the aforementioned Shuya Kimura. And in the case of this fight, I basically made mention that these two guys are looking to bounce back from losses to Karamov. And in the case of Maejima, he's been off for a year. Kimura hasn't fought in, a few months? I mean...
Yeah, I believe that sounds about accurate.
I mean, to be honest, how do you think this fight is going to excite the masses? Especially considering the fact that they're coming off of losses to a guy who's a little bit up on the card ahead of them.
If it's a good fight, it's a good fight. And these are two decent names, so I don't envision that not having excitement.
I mean, if you think about it, Kimura's 5-1. Obviously, he's destined to be a future world title contender in Rizin. And you got Maejima, obviously the former Rebel Fighting Championship belt holder. And that was almost a decade ago, to be honest. Those days have gone by considerably. Because it only felt like yesterday when I remembered him beating the shit out of Miguel Angel Torres.
I sure as hell remember those days.
Mm-hmm. But still, though, point of the matter is the fact that you got Kimura, who is just starting out in his professional career, and he is looking to basically make a name for himself. In the meanwhile, you got, Maejima, who's on the last legs of his pro career, even though he's 34 years old. I mean, the dude still has a lot left in the tank, so to speak. I mean, do you think that this fight is not going to make it to the judges, or do you think that this might have a chance to go to a full-blown decision?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think that Kimura is going to knock him out, but I do think there's a possibility Maejima can stall out a decision or submit him.
I see.
But I consider Karamov to be a better grappler than Kimura, and Kimura was able to last all 3 rounds with Karamov. So I would think that Kimura should be able to neutralize his grappling enough and keep the fight standing and knock Maejima out, because Majima's been knocked out several times in the past.
I mean, basically, you don't think that Maejima's going to make it out easily, right?
I don't. I think Maejima will lose this fight.
I see. And I mean, to be honest, you wouldn't be lying, because the betting underdogs and Topology, just about everybody have Kimura winning overall via knockout.
So, bottom line is, I think Kimura's stand-up it's much better, and I think his takedown defense, Kimura, what's his name is no Karamov.
Maejima, basically.
Yeah, I had a brain fart there.
It's okay. It's okay. We all are accustomed to our own brain farts. But still, though, I mean, is there anything else you want to say before we move right along?
Really, I mean, I think we've said what we needed to say about this fight.
Okay, well, in that case, let's go ahead and talk about the third women's fight on this card. Really, the first on the main card, second overall, and that's Kate Lotus Oyama versus Bomi Lee. And in the case of Lotus, obviously she's fresh off of, well, actually, no. Kate Oyama, or Kate Lotus, as the marketers want to call her, she is coming back off, 3 straight wins, even a win over Yuri Shim in South Korea. And that was off of her losing via knockout to Reina Kubota in one of Reina's most recent fights to date. And then you got Bomi Lee, who is fresh off of Road FC. She's undefeated, 3-0. All 3 of her wins by way of finish. And, a submission and 2 knockouts, all of which in the second round. But still, though, point is, when it comes down, oh my God, Andrew is coming in saying, no one calls her Kate Oyama besides her mom. I mean, I don't really watch Rising Confessions as much as I used to, Andrew, so can you not pester me about that shit? But still, though, when it comes down to Kate, what do you think is going to need to be the focal point for her to stop Bomi Lee?
I just think keep the fight standing. I mean, I think she's so much stronger physically. Yeah, she's so much stronger physically than Bomi Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also coming off a couple good wins. So she's got the momentum. As I said, physically stronger. She's improved her takedown defense because Yuri Shim wasn't able to do much with her, as I recall, at the Korea show. And Yuri Shim's a pretty decent grappler. So she has the advantage, but we'll see if her opponent can emerge.
Oh, yeah, of course, especially considering the fact that, again, Kate, as I said, is coming off of a 3-fight winning streak after losing to Reina Kubota. I mean, it's going to probably be, hard for her to try and come down from that high. It's just the fact that when it comes down to that particular type of feeling, she better hope that she's on her P's and Q's, because the second round is Bomi Lee's sweet spot, so to speak.
Yeah. From what I recall, she's finished all of her opponents in the second round, or
yes,
at least
all
two
of her
them, whatever it is.
All 3 of her opponents, all 3 of Bomi Lee's opponents got stopped in round 2.
Okay. So, yeah, there you go. I would say that as I said, stay standing. Kate Lotus wins. She goes down to the ground. I think Bomi Lee wins.
I see. So basically, when it comes down to it, you see Kate Lotus Oyama winning via decision, right?
I do.
I mean, that's if she doesn't become bait for a second round finish.
I mean, it's certainly possible that she can get caught, but I think Oyama's smart enough to know that she's got to finish this.
Oh yeah, exactly. Especially considering the fact that, again, the second round is Bomi Lee's sweet spot. If she ends up being trapped in that second round, it's game over.
Then it is.
Mm-hmm. And now let's go ahead and talk about the lightweight fight that's going to be on this card, and that is Taisei Sakuraba, otherwise known as Saku Jr., versus Sho Patrick Usami, the Savage. And for Sakuraba Jr., dude's 1-1. he wants to use this particular fight as his road to stardom. Get out of his dad's shadow. Obviously, his dad being Kazushi Sakuraba. Show Patrick Usami says that Saku Jr. ain't that strong and he wants to make this his statement fight. But when push comes to shove, who has the better advantage going in? The 8-4 Usami or the 1-1 Saku Jr.?
Absolutely, Usami, the experience, and because I don't think Sakuraba's takedowns were all that great, to be honest. I know his grappling is very good. It's different than his dad's, but I also think that Usami is good enough to keep this fight standing long enough where his advantage on the feet is so vast. I think he's going to just rip Sakuraba with hooks and combinations and knock him out.
Oh, yeah. And of course, when it comes down to Saku, he knocked out Yusuke Yachi on New Year's Eve. That was definitely one of the highlights of that long-ass 12-hour-long Rising 49 show. But still, though, in his most recent fight, in what was supposed to have been like a legacy bout at Otoko Matsuri, he got tapped out by Daisuke Nakamura. And there's no shame of getting tapped out by a dude who's basically been fighting since the days of Minoru Suzuki in Pancrase. But still, though, point of the matter is the fact that Saku Jr. doesn't really have any stroke to say, hey, this is going to be my statement fight. Because the dude's 1-1. He hasn't really scratched the surface yet of a pro career. I mean, yeah, I know the dude is 28, but still, dude's basically not even realizing the fact that he doesn't really have any room to talk about a career that needs to grow. Because in the case of Usami, it's like you said, he's much more experienced. Dude's an amateur boxer, would have been on the same Olympic team as Naoya Inoue, would have been a professional boxer if given the opportunity. I mean, I know his brother, Mason Hide Usami, is the current welterweight champion of Rise.
And is fighting this weekend, I want to say.
Oh, yeah. So, Usami's going to be plenty busy being in his brother's corner and then having his brother be there for his fight. But still, though, Usami is 4-2, or 5-2 if you count the, exhibition fight he had at Rising 49 against Isa Hosokawa. But still, though, dude's coming off of an impressive win over Siwon Kim at Rising in Korea back on May 31st. And Kubrick is saying, hello, gentlemen. Glad to be back watching. Hey, glad you could join us. But still, though, point is, when it comes down to Usami, dude has a lot more experience compared to Saku, even though he himself is only 21. No, wait, actually, he himself is only 25, born May 8th in the year 2000. But still, though, point of the matter is, I think Usami is probably going to knock out Saku. No disrespect. I just don't think Saku has enough value in his career to be saying this is going to be a fight that'll push me to stardom. What about you?
I think Usami knocks him out in the first or second round. I just think I don't think Saku's takedowns are good enough.
So we're both.
And I think basically is going to rip him apart standing.
So basically, we're both in agreement when it comes down to this fight.
Yes.
I see. Point proven. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the featherweight fight of the evening, and that will be Mr. Twister, Joji Goto, the master of the Twister submission in Rising, versus Taichi Nakajima, who is basically, I know you said that Kentaro is oh, wait a minute. Andrew is saying that Usami has negative grappling defense. It's
yes, takedown defense, I don't think is complete shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if it goes to the ground, yeah. He's absolutely 100% right.
Oh, yeah, of course, totally. Now, let's go ahead and talk about Nakajima versus Goto. And in the case of this fight, Goto sees Nakajima, who is a fight veteran of ACB, as a complete fighter who can do anything and wants to be the step-up challenge for Naoki Inoue. As keep in mind, Goto will have Ryo Chonin in his corner. How should Nakajima, the fight ACB veteran who is currently 2-2 in Rising Ring or Cage and is the former Bantamweight King of Pancrase champion, how should Nakajima react with Shinya Aoki in his corner?
I don't know, but I would say that Nakajima has the better jab. I think Goto is the better grappler slightly. But that being said, I do think that Goto's going to win. I think he's going to submit him.
Via twister?
No, just submission in general or a decision. But if Nakajima can keep this fight standing, he's got with that sharp jab, he's got a real shot. I question Nakajima's chin. I know he's been only knocked, I believe, one time in his career. But the way that Solchu can barely hit him over a year ago when he got knocked out, that with Goto at least having some power, it does concern me what happens if he gets caught, if Nakajima gets caught flush.
Oh, yeah, of course. And if you think about Goto, this isn't the same Joji Goto that made pretzels, human pretzels, out of Junior Hibino and Trent Girdham. This is probably going to be the same Joji Goto that defeated Jinosuke Kashimura, who will also be on this card as well. And, that was at the last Rising Landmark show, Rising Landmark 11 in Sapporo back on June 14th. And Andrew is saying Goto is one of the best. That he is. But, again, he hadn't had a finish since he knocked out Daiki Gojima back at Pancrase 352 back on March 8th. And, again, he's only coming off of a back-to-back. He's only coming off of back-to-back wins after losing to UFC veteran Mondo Gutierrez at Deep last year. But still, though, Andrew is saying he wants to go with Taichi Nakajima. And, you can't be more wrong, dude. I think that Goto's probably going to win via second-round submission, and it'll probably be by twister. Because all of his twister submissions have come in the second round so far. And Kubrick is saying, sorry, English isn't my best, but I asked, why do you repeat still, though? It's a sentence enhancer. I use that because I don't want to screw up on my words. But still, though, there we go. Point of the matter is I think that Goto's going to win via second-round twister submission. Oh, come on, Twister, Andrew asks. Yes, Twister. I mean, do you really think I wouldn't be calling him Mr. Twister if I wasn't going to say that he was going to win via twister submission? Come on. Mike, you want to go ahead and opine on this before we move on to the next fight?
In regards to what specifically?
I mean, in regards to the fact that I think that Goto will win via submission, via twister. You think he'll win via submission, but to be honest,
I don't think it'll be via twister. I think if he can land I think that's pretty ambitious. I would say that if he wins by twister and Nakajima, who's pretty damn experienced, obviously gets caught with that.
Basically, what you're saying,
I would want your levels of prophecy at a freaking casino. I'd be freaking rich and I wouldn't have to work another damn day in my life.
I see. I mean, come to think of it, would you probably say that if Homeboy were to if Goto were to make Nakajima tap out via twister, would it be a quit the business moment for Nakajima?
I wouldn't go that far, but I'd be pretty damn pissed if I'm being honest. I
I
I
mean,
I would be pretty upset.
come to think of it, you probably be just like these idiots after UFC shows complaining about fighters missing parlays for them.
Yeah, well then don't be a freaking idiot.
Yes, of course.
Like don't or as someone once told me, don't partake in that foolishness.
Yeah, don't partake in that bullshit, especially when it comes down to our next fight that we're going to be talking about. And yeah, we know Taka Kenshin's a lovable loser, but Max Yoshida is a goddamn fool. I mean, Yoshida has fought in breaking down. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on this damn show to begin with. But the dude has issues because, a fighter that I know, I wouldn't say personally, but I've come accustomed to knowing about him more. Taylor Lang from Eastern Canada. I'm pretty sure he's more closer to you than he is to me. But still, though, point of the matter is, Taylor told me that Max Yoshida is basically all hype. I mean, all bark, no bite, so to speak. He's basically like a dog with a loose dick, so to speak. And I know I know this is a family show. No 18
Uh,
plus and not what
that's
you hear.
that's definitely different than what I've heard in the past, but all right
Yeah,
then.
but still, though, point of the matter is Max Yoshida has no fucking business being in this damn sport, let alone in this damn fight.
Nor did Keisuke Okada, but he still got a bunch of shots, so why not Yoshida?
Oh my god. Still, though, point of the matter is, do you think that this? I wouldn't say it's a must-win fight for Taka Kenshin.
It is absolutely, because if he gets beat by a debuting kickboxer, then yeah, that's an even worse look than it already is for him.
Oh yeah, of course. And I mean, come
Like,
to think,
I mean, I think he's not a good fighter, but if you're, at least he has enough experience now. This is gonna be a 7 pro fight to at least know what the hell to do a little bit. If he's losing to a debuting kickboxer, as I said, why are you even in this sport? Because I know you got kicked out. What, you got kicked out of sumo for being?
because of weed.
Oh, because of weed.
I mean, it was either because of weed or because of breaking from camp. I don't know. Point of the matter is the fact that Taka Kenshin, I mean, he is a walking fuck up, so to speak.
Yeah,
I mean,
he is.
I don't think that he will actually, embarrass himself to the point of losing to a guy like Max Yoshida. I mean, this isn't like his fights against Jimmy Ambrose and Ganryu Jima, or the failed paralegal Cody Jerabek, or even more recently, his knockout win over Masashi Inada at Super Rising 4. I mean,
Which was a decent win for him by Japanese heavyweight standards,
mm-hmm. I
which
mean, but
admittedly aren't that big.
yeah, of course. I mean, you should basically look back at his fight against Edopolo King from Rising 49. But
I mean, Edapolo King beat that ass.
yes, that he did. But still, though, I just don't want to see him get embarrassed against this novice who basically has no business being in MMA in general. Because let's face it, Max Yoshida, we don't know a fucking thing about this guy other than what's being told word of mouth.
I mean, I've seen him fight before as a kickboxer, and as I recall, he was just okay. I know he's a name. He has some exposure on breaking down. That's why
Mhm.
he's here.
Yes, of course. And I mean, looking back at his career now, I mean, I'm actually looking through his stats. My apologies. But still, though, the only names that he fought were Calio Gilbrain, Juggernaut de Oliveira, who fought in Rising before, and Hikaru Sato, who moonlights between Pancrase MMA and All Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, that's not really. I mean, I know we talk about strength of schedule a little bit, But this is not the type of strength of schedule I think I see out of a fighter who's making his MMA debut for a promotion like Rising.
Like I said, we've seen like Shinju Nozawa O'Clair fight in Rising. She was barely a fighter. She had a freaking famous comedian mother, so at least he's got some credentials.
Yeah, and now
whether they're weak credentials, but who gives a
who gives a flying fuck? Because now Juju Nozawa O'Clair is A, doing modeling, B, doing reporting, and C, having kids.
So good for her. I mean, good for her. But I'm just saying, my point being that they've booked people with a lot less.
Oh, you mean like Osuna Rashi, the Egyptian sumo who fought Bob Sapp?
Sandstorm, yeah.
Yeah, of course. And Takumi is saying in the comments, I remember he was caught because he couldn't drive a car without a Japanese driver's license. Like, that was a story I'll never forget, and it led to Bob Sapp getting his second official win in Rising.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Sapp, who I used to love him.
Of course. But still, though, point is, when it comes down to this fight, Taka Kenshin versus Max Yoshida, how long do you think this is going to last? Because I don't see this lasting.
I'm going to go with a round. I'll go with Taka Kenshin by knockout. I will say this. If this doesn't end in the first round, we could see a lot of I'm trying to find the right thing. It escaped me. I'm thinking we could see a lot of
oddities.
No, I would say a lot of waterbed bouncing.
Oh Lord. I mean, that's not a good sight. That's not a good feeling. I don't want to even think about watching two dry wells try and maneuver around.
No, it could give you it would give you a bunch of new waves.
Oh Lord. That would be like, I mean, it's like Michael Schiavello made a joke about the dream cage basically being like the sounds of 1,000 dolphins crying in a white cage. This would be like the sound of true. If that fight goes past round one and those two just basically slosh each other for 2 more rounds.
I would say the idea of those two grappling would look like a Mario level with a bunch of jumping.
Yeah, of course. It would basically be like two dry wells crying out for the oasis of help that'll never come.
Yeah, and just, I mean, you can make a lot of other puns with that too, but
yeah,
to quote a certain someone, it would be chilling.
Oh yeah, it would be chilling. But I don't think
I'm referring to.
I have no clue. You can tell me about it off air.
Okay, it's Arnold from Batman and Robin, Mr. Freeze.
Oh, right, of course. But still, though, point of the matter is that's a fight I'm not looking forward to. I just hope that Taka Kenshin actually wins this one because, let's face it, him losing to Max Yoshida would be embarrassing. But this fight dragging on for more than one round would be torture. But still,
yeah, I mean, can't be any worse than being subjected to watching the Tennessee Titans play football nowadays.
Yes, that much is true. Go Texans. But still, though, point of the matter, when it comes down to our next fight, we hope this won't be boring. I mean, it's like you said, Kentaro is a middle-of-the-road journeyman.
He's 15-15-1. He's fighting a Chinese fighter who's 12-6.
Mm-hmm. And Yung Feng Lee is the 5th Chinese fighter to join the Rising roster in recent memory. But let's face it, even if Kentaro wins this fight, should he have even been on this damn card?
Yeah, I mean he's from Osaka, so he's near the area.
Oh, right. Kansai region. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have a lot of asses and seats looking to be a part of this damn show.
And so in this particular case, I can understand why they booked him. He's a journeyman, but when you put him in the Kansai region, if you can book him in the Kansai region, fine. That's what he's good for at this point. He's lost a ton of explosiveness from where he was 4 or 5 years ago. He's very tentative. He just tries to counterpunch, and when his grappling is just not good enough. It never was, frankly, aside from the Kuya Ito fight and Kenji Kato. If Lee has anything, he should be able to win this fight handily.
I see. And I mean, that brings me to the point about Youngfin Lee. I mean, we were just talking about Chinese fighters debuting in Rising, in particular, Yue Huang, who got pieced up at Rising 51.
Yes, and to be fair to him, Hiroaki Suzuki's been fighting for God knows how long and has so much experience stand-up wise.
Oh, yeah, of course. But still, though, you got another Chinese fighter making his Rising debut in Japan. I mean, making his Japanese MMA debut, no less. I mean, this dude is I wouldn't say a big name in Woodland Fang, WLF, because he's only 4-3 there. He never won any titles. I mean, yeah, he's basically one of the reasons why China has an MMA scene to begin with. But still, though, when you look at this particular fighter, how well do you think he'll stack up against Kentaro, knowing that Kentaro is a journeyman?
As I said, if he's got anything, I haven't seen him, so I can't speak for sure. But if he should, in theory, because I believe he's younger by 5-6 years.
Yeah, let me go ahead and check. Yeah, he's younger than him by 6 years.
Okay, and so in theory, he should be more explosive and should have more left. If he has anything, he'll knock Kentaro out or finish him with ground and pound, whatever it is. I just don't see Kentaro doing much. Basically what he's been doing these last 5 years.
And I mean, come to think of it, the dude, Kentaro in question, is 2-6 in his last 8.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I know. It wouldn't be enough to even get him into the draft lottery, to be honest. But still, though, point is, dude's also coming off of back-to-back finish losses. Grounded knee knockout to Kiyoma Akimoto at Rising 48, and a left cross knockout to Ji Yong Yang at Rising in Korea back in May. I mean, you gotta think, if Kentaro does lose this fight, and I know that you don't want to throw around the word retirement or retire or anything like that too soon, but is it time for him to do so? Is it time for him to put down the damn gloves?
I would say probably, but if this is how he pays the bills, he won't. And he's not that old. He's 32, I want to say?
Yeah, 32.
Like he looks an old in the ring. He's an old 32.
Oh, yeah. I
mean, damn, as I said, to see where he was to where he is now, it's a very pronounced difference.
I mean, he's literally a 32 that's seen some shit. I mean, his
32-year-old who is fighting like a 45-year-old.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, the last time he made anything worth an inkling was obviously before he came into Rising, when he fought Rafael Silva for the Bantamweight King of Pancrase title back in 2019.
Yeah, and that's what his prime was. But as I said, his last really good win was Kuya Ito, and that was over 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
And that fight sucked.
Worse than the fight he had with Daiki Tsuboda last March?
That wasn't terrible from what I recall, but the biggest issue, if I remember right, is that he just, for whatever reason, as I said, he's so tentative, and he's been that way because Ji Yong Yang pieced him up on the feet.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't even trying to be aggressive against the bigger fighter. So I question I question what he's been doing up to this point. I know he's with ATT now, but that doesn't seem to have really worked all that well. But we will see.
Because in the case of American Top Team, they want to see perfection. They're not one of the most elite fight gyms in the world just for carrying mediocre fighters up to the damn turning point. I mean, yeah, you got Kentaro, but you also got Hiroya Kondo on that camp as well. And to be honest, I don't know why American Top Team would, align themselves with fighters like that, considering the fact that they
probably Horiguchi, probably a favorite of Horiguchi, I would think.
Well, that too, but still,
Maybe.
though.
But even then, I'm sure Ryzen has good relations with some gyms in America.
Yeah, and American Top Team and Rufus Sport, anchored by the late great Rick
Yes.
the Jet Rufus. No, wait, actually, by the late great Duke Rufus. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they basically have some favors. And Andrew is chiming in again, saying Hiroya Kondo doesn't train at American Top Team. I mean, well, he does train with Billy Bigelow, right?
Well, then what team does he train with? Because I thought it was ATT as well, but I probably misread somewhere.
Yeah, of course. Especially considering the fact that Hiroya has been aligned with Billy Bigelow. And we all remember Billy Bigelow saying to Hiroya after he lost that flyweight Grand Prix bout, "Oh, Japan Top Team."
Right, but I thought Hiroya went to America to train as well.
He did.
So where did he train exactly?
I mean, probably Extreme Couture, to be honest, because that's where Billy Bigelow came from.
Okay, because I thought he may have got maybe I was thinking of Kentaro, who went to ATT instead of Hiroya. So that's my bad.
Of course, but still, though, point of the matter is, how do you see this fight ending? Oh, and the UFC Performance Institute in Vegas.
I have Lee by knockout.
In the second round, first round?
I would say first round.
I mean, come to think of it, it would make sense. Because, again, no Chinese fighter has won in Ryzen so far.
I don't think National has anything to do with this. I just think that Kentaro is, I think, pretty washed. And this guy should have enough to beat him. I think that's what I think it boils down to.
Basically, what you're saying is that it's like an Allen Iverson over Tyron Lue step over fight for Lee.
Yeah, or I would say Luca. No, that's an insult. I would say more like Austin Reeves against TJ McConnell.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, especially considering what the fuck, and I mean Austin Reeves did the previous night. I mean, that was just killer. But still, though, point of the matter is that we think that Kentaro is
he's washed up. I think he is what he is.
Yeah. And if he ends up losing in embarrassing fashion, maybe he'll have his own personal quit the business moment.
But he'll lose his smile. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Now you're dating my professional wrestling fan. Well, you're dating your professional wrestling fan.
I make no secret of that. I may be inconsistent with today's product, but I know the old stuff pretty decent amount.
Yeah, of course. But still, though, from a fight that will disappoint many to a fight that will excite a lot. And that is Tatsuya Yambo Saika versus, and I'm going to say this name correctly if it kills me, Nurkan Zumagazi, as in Zhumagazy. He is supposedly the brother of Karshiga Doubtbeck?
Yes, younger brother.
Oh, okay.
I believe he's 9-1. I think most of them are knockouts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm looking at the list right now. Dude is 9-1 overall, fighting out of Shymkent, Kazakhstan. Yeah, of course. He has a record of 9-1, but 6 of those 9 are by way of knockouts. 3 first round, 3 second round. And more recently, two of his big wins were via first and second round knockout.
And
And
another thing that I noticed from his clips that I saw, he's
uh-huh.
he's a good counter puncher.
Oh yeah, of course.
And we know that Saika is aggressive as hell.
Oh yeah, of course. And Nurkan is the current Alash Pride interim lightweight champion. As far as Yambo goes, Saika, he's 13-5 overall from Kanagawa, Japan, representing Dobita. He's 0-2 in Rising, but he is the current standing lightweight King of Pancrase champion. I mean, we've seen Pancrase fighters, especially Pancrase King of or Queen of Champions, fight in Rising a lot.
Salt.
Yeah, Hasagawa. But still, though, point of the matter is when it comes down to this particular fight, I mean, you got these two. I mean, you got Yambo coming out back-to-back finishes. You got Nurkan, who's a legitimate finisher. I mean, will it be hard times for Saika because he's currently 0-2 in Rising?
It's going to depend on how he approaches this fight. If he does his usual thing, which is he's just very aggressive, balls to the walls, no defense, I think the Kazakh's going to counter him to hell and knock him out. If he's more measured and disciplined with his jab and his striking, he might be able to catch the guy.
I see.
Really
so basically, long story short, the dude has only two ways to win, or one way to win, and that's not get hit.
Yeah, because if he gets hit, he doesn't move his head. He's straight up every time. So he can't really defend the punches. So if he gets caught with something, boom. He's going to feel it. Full blast.
Oh, yeah, full blast like a subwoofer. But still, though, point of the matter is when it comes down to Nurkan, I mean, you have to think about it like this. His last loss was well over a year ago in UAE Warriors. Other than that, he's been dominating people left, right, and center. How do you think that'll play well into this particular contest, his Rising debut, and playing off the fact that he is related to a top contender in Karshiga Doubtbeck?
Well, I think his training is probably better than what Saika's is, and so he has more experience in certain situations. Even though Saika is more experienced as a fighter, I'm saying as far as the training is better.
I see.
But I also think, as I said, I think he's going to counterpunch. And Saika, as I said, only knows one way, forward.
And that is hands down.
A lot of holes in his defense. And also another factor, the Kazakh is a southpaw. So the punches come from the wrong side.
Right. So he's basically working the right side of the ring.
Yep. And if Saika doesn't set up that right hand with the jab, he's in real trouble.
Oh, yeah. Of course. And when it comes down to how you see this fight ending, how do you think it will end? Because, again, these are two bona fide finishers, except the fact that Nurkan has a lot more finishes on his record than Saika. So, let's just say, how do you see this fight ending out?
I'm going to go with the Kazakh by knockout in the first round.
Because of the fact that Saika basically likes to keep his hands down.
That, and he's overly aggressive. I think he's going to walk into a left-hand counter.
I mean, you're saying that like this is going to probably end in 6 seconds.
Not 6 seconds, but probably like 3-4 minutes. Because, like I said, Saika just there's no defense with that guy.
Oh yeah, of course. And I mean, when it comes down to it, he better make sure he watches his face, otherwise it might be falling onto the mat. But still, though, I gotta agree with you. Nurkan wins via first or second round knockout. Because, of course, when it comes down to this fight, Saika wants to make it exciting. He just needs to learn how to block.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen at this point when he's 35 and his habits are pretty much baked into his psyche.
Oh yeah, of course. Now, as far as another exciting fight goes, I mean, I know you've been jonesing to talk about this one. Jinosuke Kashimura
Yeah,
versus Jinosuke
Kashimura versus
yeah,
Yasui.
Hiyuma Yasui. In the case of Kashimura, 9-5 overall. Yasui 4-0. Just both fighters are 24, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though of course Yasui is a few months older, but still though. Point is, when it comes down to these two young fighters who are just starting to sniff their prime, I mean, do you think that this will feel more like an Odyssey and low key classics in the making? You see what I did there? 2000
I,
Space
I
Odyssey reference?
I do. I was gonna say I love this fight. It's between, as you said, two excellent young grapplers with
Mm-hmm.
very different grappling styles. Kashimura reminds me so much of Hideo Tokoro in the sense that he's very aggressive. He what is the word? He compromises positions to go for finishes. There's
Right.
good and bad with that. Whereas Yasui, with his judo, I believe is his background, emphasizes more positioning and control. And if the
Mm-hmm.
submission comes, it comes. But he's perfectly content writing out a decision like he did against Kuwabara-kun on at Bangaiichi on New Year's Eve, Hiroaki Suzuki. Whereas, as I said, Kashimura was very aggressive when he had the chance against Goto.
Right.
So I think Kashimura is going to very much try to push the pace and make Yasui grapple with, like, do more offensive grappling than he would like to.
And as far as how do these two fighters stack up? I mean, obviously, it's like I said, these two fighters are 24. It's just the fact that Yasui has an undefeated record.
Of what? I believe it's 3 or 4 now?
4-0.
Okay. So you have Kashimura, who has, 3 times more experience professionally?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he knows how to pace himself, at least in theory, a little better. And I think he's going to use that pace to try and tire Yasui out, constantly make him work.
Right.
That being said, with grapplers, there's always that chance that they could both be too tentative and try to make a stand-up fight. I don't think Kashimura will do that. I think Kashimura wins by decision or late submission.
And you don't see Yasui getting in anything?
Oh, absolutely. I think he can win this fight. I think he's absolutely going to have some reversals. I just think that the experience and the pace is going to be a problem for him.
Understood. And I mean, come to think of it, when you are just starting out your career, I mean, in the case of Yasui, he's 4-0. He only just started getting back into being a fighter like a year ago after a 3-year hiatus. I mean, the dude basically he can afford to take a loss, so to speak.
Yeah. I just, like I said, I think that Kashimura's experience and pace are going to be a difference.
Oh, yeah, I think so too. Especially considering the fact that when you think about Kashimura, again, he's 9-5. He's got 10 more fights of experience compared to Yasui.
Yes.
Especially considering the fact that, again, both of these stars are going to definitely shine in the future. It's just that Kashimura cannot afford to take a loss.
No, he can't. Especially considering he's already 0-1 in Ryzen.
Yeah, that too. Especially considering the fact that he lost to Joji Goto. And if he wins this fight, who knows? Maybe he might call Joji Goto out in the post-fight presser where Go Yamamoto, a.k.a. Shirobi, will basically jot that down.
I would say that the winner of this fight could potentially face, like, Danny Sabatello.
Here we go again. And we're talking, like we said in the last review, Danny Sabatello will get pissed off either way about not getting his desired title opportunity. But, if
It should, in my opinion, it should be Tatsuya Ando.
well, yeah, I can agree with that. But still, though.
But I'm saying, like, as far as future, like, how can you not discuss the future with these two? Because I think if they get out unscathed, I would very much like to see them on New Year's Eve.
True. Very true. Especially considering the fact that, hey, who cares what the fuck Sabatello thinks? Last anyone check, Ryzen's not going to give him a title fight just laying down flat on their backs.
No. And Ando, frankly, fought, in my opinion, better opposition.
Yeah, of course. But still, though, long story short, Kashimura wins via decision.
Or it's a late submission, but Yasui could very easily take this.
Now, we got 2 more fights on the main card to talk about. Thankfully, we breezed through them in enough time to, squeeze in a few other things. But still, though, let's talk about the second to last fight I got jotted down. That is Shutaro Debana, a.k.a. Captain Africa, has a lot of hype going into his Rising debut as the Shuto, SHOOTO, by the way. The promotion's been around since 1988, lightweight champion. But he's going up against his second consecutive Korean opponent. Won Bin Ki impressed Rising staff in his loss to Roberto Satoshi Souza at the Rising Korea show back in March.
But was it March or was it May?
I mean, it was around the springtime, so, But when it comes down to this fight, what should we be keeping our eyes on?
I would say with Captain Africa, he's going to try and take this fight to the ground because he's a very good grappler. I believe armbar is a specialty. Was it armbar that was a specialty? Whereas Won Bin Ki is more well-rounded. He's better standing. That being said, so Debana's got to get this fight to the ground. Otherwise, he's going to get pieced apart.
I see. And
because Debana is nowhere near the striker or has the power that Satoshi does.
I see. And as far as Debana, Captain Africa goes, yeah, the armbar, in particular the V-cross arm block or armbar, is his specialty. I mean, you have to think, going into his Rising debut with that much, excitement about him, I mean, the dude's basically got a lot to carry himself over, even though he lost his most recent fight at Road FC 59. No, wait, at the most recent Road FC show, Road FC 69. Nice. Back on August 31st, 2024. So he's coming in off of over a year layoff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is. But other than that, the fight with Satoshi. So, as I said, I think that Won Bin Ki is going to win this fight. I just think he's too good. And now, if it goes to the ground, maybe Debana has a shot. But I'm not convinced that he's going to be able to.
I mean, is it because of the fact that even though Won Bin Ki lost via first round submission, and need I mention, he lost to Satoshi in under a minute?
Yes.
Do you think that's enough for him to at least try and make some type of interest?
Yeah, I mean, Won Bin Ki's a solid fighter. It's a testament to Satoshi. That's my opinion on it, and I just think that Won Bin Ki is just a solid fighter, and I think he's a better fighter than Captain Africa, more versatile, and barring him getting reckless with submission with grappling, I think he takes it.
Understood. That I can totally understand. And when it comes down to it, I think that, I'm just drawing a brain fart like you are, but still though, I think this is going to be an exciting fight. I just think that Captain Africa might come out of this with an arm lock, another arm lock to his credit, and we might see the first V cross arm lock or arm bar submission in Rising history because of it.
We will see. But
Yeah, that
one
we shall.
think he's definitely the favorite.
Oh yeah, of course. And now for the last fight of the main card that we will talk about, and that is the Wild Man Tony Laramie, who should have been in the flyweight Grand Prix if this were a 16-man tournament. It's going to be facing off against Shudo and road to UFC veteran Wataru Yamauchi. In the case, Laramie's second or third Rising fight. I think this is his third.
It's his third.
Yeah,
He's
his third.
promotion.
Yeah, 1-1 in the promotion. But still, though, it's Laramie's Rising return versus Wataru's Rising debut. The flyweight division needs bodies, but regardless of the result, will these two fit the bill?
I think so. I think, well, for starters, Laramie is pretty aggressive. He's wild with his striking a little bit, but he's very strong for this. He's stuck between, Andrew and I had discussed this prior, stuck between flyweight and bantamweight. Too big to be a flyweight, too small to be a bantamweight. And Yamauchi is coming up, had a brutal fight with Joe Arai a couple years ago. And so he's aggressive as well. I think this could very well be a brawl. And I would favor Laramie just because of the power.
I see. So long story short, it's two wild animals yet to be tamed. And in the case of the man from Windsor, Ontario, whose brother fought in the UFC, TJ Laramie, I think that Tony just might be a little more wilder.
He could, but I just think he's gonna be too big for Yamauchi.
That and the fact that he has a little bit more experience compared to Wataru.
He does, and Wataru wants to go back to UFC, I believe, or go to UFC someday. But yeah, as I said, I'm looking forward to this fight, and I'm going to go with Laramie by a KO.
Hey, I won't be surprised if it's Laramie via KO either. Yeah, we know that Wataru has some punching power in him, some submission power in him, but still, though, I know that his only success so far has been in Shudo.
Which, with all due respect, their fighters in that promotion are very hit and miss.
Come to think of it, it's like, I understand Shudo's been around for 37 years, but still, though, the promotion just ain't what it used to be in its heyday.
No, you don't. There's no Gomi. There's probably no Gomi. There's probably no Kawajiri. No Kid. No Kao Uno, to name a few.
Well, Kao Uno still fights for the promotion. It's just that he does it as, a special attraction.
Right. I'm saying like prime Kao Uno, who was something special, but you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
And the same goes with Pancrase, mostly, for that matter, too.
Yeah. That promotion's been around since 1993, but you're not going to see, and to quote another sports reference, Josh Barnett ain't walking through that door. The Shamrocks ain't walking through that door.
Boss
Rutan ain't walking through that door. And Minoru Suzuki. Yeah. Masakazu Funaki, Minoru Suzuki, none of them are walking through that door. And if they do, they'll be old and gray. Well, old, gray, but still ready to kick ass, just waiting for somebody to tell them no.
And then you also don't have rings anymore.
Yeah, that is true. And that was basically a hybrid pro wrestling and MMA promotion, right?
It was also essentially Pride's farm system back in the day.
Yeah, that it was. But still,
a good portion of it was.
But still, though, point of the matter, going back to this fight, Laramie, the BTC bantamweight champion, is definitely gonna, spark one out against Wataru Yamauchi.
Now, granted, Yamauchi has,
just call him
Wataru very much has a shot to win this fight. I just think that in a brawl, I think Laramie being a bigger puncher, in my opinion, is going to be the difference.
Understood. Very much understood. Now, as far as the prelim fights go, I mean, aside from Noel versus Misaki Suda,
to be blunt, I don't give a damn.
Shit, neither do I. I mean, especially considering the fact that there's one kickboxing fight on the main card, and that's King Rikuto versus Yumeto Mizuno.
Yeah, I mean that is a good one. I forgot their backgrounds. I think one is a deep kick champion.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that might be interesting to watch, but I have no real skin in the game.
Oh yeah, King Rikuto is a deep kick champion. Yumeto Mizuno is a damn it. He's basically got his skin in the game with deep kick as well, but still though, you're right. These prelims and these other kickboxing fights aren't really worth giving a damn about, but I can basically ask you this now that we got enough time to basically breeze out. And that is, there was supposed to have been a fight as of the time of this recording in Korea early today, as of right now. I mean, as of the time of this recording. And Tsuyoshi Sudario was supposed to face off against Bellator veteran Davion Franklin. But the problem was, Tsuyoshi came in professional, on weight, ready to go, ready to fight. The problem was that Davion did not.
What, by 30-something, 40 pounds, whatever it was?
Yes. And the fight was supposed to take place at 275 pounds.
How do you miss that when it's 10 pounds over the the heavyweight limit here in the States?
Yes.
I mean, he must have really went to town somewhere. Like, damn.
Either that or he must have probably think, let me just go ahead, hop on a plane 16 or 17 hours to Seoul and just basically hop off the plane looking like Martin Bacoli.
Or Hasim Rahman before the second David Tua fight.
Yes, of course. But still, though, it's like we discussed at the beginning, not even at the beginning of the show, like before our show came on, because I'm sorry if you're watching this and we came on a little late. But still, though, we were discussing this particular fight, or fight if you want to call it that, because it didn't happen. And it was two fights on a special diplomatic card in South Korea that aired on YouTube this morning. I mean, if you're listening to this, and if the link is still up, I will link it in the episode description. But still, though, point is, it's like we discussed before the show came on the air. You got to learn how to be Mike Tyson levels of professional than Eric Butterbean Esch levels.
I was going to say more like Buster Douglas before he beat Tyson.
Yeah, of course. You got to come in with a game plan, and you got to come. I mean, it's like the new old saying goes, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
Or in my case, late notice doesn't mean shit if you don't come prepared.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, Big Baby Miller, they make Big Baby Miller look like a saint by comparison.
Yeah, and he fought as high up as 300 pounds. Same goes for Chris Huggy Bear Barnett, who literally showed his ass in a fight in Abu Dhabi last weekend that led to the guy he fought getting cut, Hamdi Abdel Wahab.
How do you get cut after a win?
I do not know, but apparently the UFC has a thing for winning fighters who fight boring.
Good for them.
Yeah, of course. They just love to cut the dead weight, so to speak. But still, though, point is, while we have some time between talking about this fight card, which I will ask, how do you like it after we're done talking about this? But before we close things out about that, I just gotta ask, do you think a New Year's Eve fight is in the cards for Tsuyoshi Sudario, considering the fact that this fight that he was supposed to have didn't happen?
I don't see why not, considering he was professional. He came on weight, and
I mean, come to think of it, the dude wasted, I mean, I wouldn't say wasted weeks in training camp. He probably stays in the gym looking
yeah,
to keep himself down to
he
265.
he did what he was supposed to do. He was a professional. It's not his fault that his opponent decided to
Have a few too many cheat days.
yeah, or look like a trampoline.
I mean, come to think of it, if you want to be clear about Davion Franklin, the last time the dude was actually on weight for a fight was 2 years ago in Bellator, and he lost that particular fight.
Yeah, well, maybe he should go to dirty boxing. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they got a card coming. They got a card right now featuring Gable Steveson. I mean, we're not trying to.
Out.
We're not trying to steer viewers to watching that. We're just saying.
No, Andrew, his opponent missed weight by 30-ish, whatever it was.
Let's just say this. Davion Franklin came into what was supposed to have been that fight, weighing in at 305 pounds for a 275-pound fight. Think about it. 305 for a 275-pound fight. I mean, this is not the old days of Emmanuel Yarbrough versus Daiju Takase.
Or Minoa or Ikuhisa Minoa versus Butterbean.
Yes. Or even
Pseudo Butterbean for that.
Yeah, even Genki Pseudo Butterbean. But still, though, point is, when it comes down to Sudario, I know you're saying the heavyweight division.
Or even better yet, Kokalai Kanenorsing versus Mighty Mo.
Yeah, I remember Ciala Mo, Mighty Mo Saliga. That dude was a beast in K1.
Yeah,
and in
knocked out from the smaller man with a freaking flying kick. It was great.
Yes.
But anyway, point taken. The dude missed weight by a lot of money. He looked like he had been slipped a lot of vodka martinis, shaken not stirred, and yeah. So unprofessional, and hopefully Sudario doesn't suffer and gets a fight on New Year's Eve, because he did what he was supposed to do.
I mean, you're saying that Sudario won't get a fight on New Year's?
I'm saying hopefully he does.
Oh, okay.
Because he did what he was supposed to do. He was professional. As you said, he was on weight. He did what he was expected to do as a professional fighter. Why should he have to sit out the rest of the year?
You know what? That's a good question, especially considering the fact that it's again, like you said, the heavyweight division has its issues, but this particular fight, or the fight that should have happened, it should have never went down like that. Sudario deserves a lot more as a professional than what he was given.
You can question how good he is as a fighter, but as a professional, I haven't really ever heard anything about him being like such a huge problem to deal with.
Exactly. Especially considering the fact that, again, the dude basically came in professional on weight. I think he does deserve a fight of the highest caliber. I mean, not of the highest caliber, because we all know, unfortunately, that will go to Ryan Bader versus Alexander Sodotkin. But still, though, point of the matter is the dude deserves a
We'll
fight.
be lucky to which would put maybe 10 people in a seat.
Yeah. Especially in the 50,000 seat behemoth known as Saitama Super Arena, which, by the way, unfortunately, that venue is going to be undergoing renovations for about the next year after New Year's Eve.
Less.
Yeah, of course. But long story short, what are your overall thoughts about Rising 12? And if you were, I can't say to sell this to somebody looking to watch something, because let's face it, this event is going to be free for those who have I mean, I don't know if it's going to be free for those who have a Ryzen.tv account or
They
who
do.
don't.
It would be, but you have to. I believe you have to register in order to access it.
And you know what? That's what I'll probably do. But
And
still,
that's my understanding of it.
but still, though, if you were to put over this fight card in 3 short ways, what would be your main focal point of getting somebody's eyes to stay up late Sunday night, early Monday morning, take that personal time, take that paid time off and watch this damn show?
I would say one, you're going to see a really high quality super atomweight women's title fight with two that's long overdue, two of the best. It's going to be really exciting. Izawa is, despite all the shenanigans and backstage stuff, she's a damn good fighter. And Oshima is probably the best challenger she's had since Hamasaki. That's one. Two, Jinosuke Kashimura versus Yasui, two excellent young grapplers who are going to bring it, especially Kashimura. Their styles mesh very well. Stay up for this one. And then three, I would just say the overall quality of the card. This is a deep card with a good mix of veterans, prospects, champions. It's got something for everyone. I would 100 for, and it's free. Even if you don't watch it all at once, watch the card in totality over the next day or two after it's live. It's more than good enough. We've seen cards from bigger promotions that have a lot less on paper and deliver less on paper. Rise and Landmark shows it, for the most part, do deliver.
Oh yeah, especially considering the fact that a lot of these fighters are already used to fighting in a cage as is.
Yes, and there's also granted, this hasn't been done as much, but there is always the possibility of utilizing the Rising rule set.
Yeah, the superior rule set, as I like to call it, and as it should be trademarked.
Yeah, I just call it the Rising rule set. But I like with just the combination in the cage, as well as I said, the quality of the fighters and just the presentation and just the vibe of Ryzen, which is so different than UFC, PFL, whatever we like, just everything that we've seen or that we do usually see here in the States. I think it's very much worth checking out because those VTRs, in my opinion, are the best on the planet as far as explaining the fighter, even if you can't speak Japanese, giving you an idea of what the fighters are, accentuating the positives, getting you excited for those fights. That's something that Japanese MMA has always been brilliant with.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Especially considering the fact that Daisuke Sato makes these epic promos, especially for fights that just, I mean, it's basically like the NBA on NBC that does these nice looking promos for a game between, like, I don't know, Charlotte and fucking
Charlotte and Miami.
Well, you can say that.
Utah? Charlotte,
yeah.
Utah?
Yeah. I mean, they would make a game between the Hornets and the Jazz feel like, oh, this is an NBA Finals preview. No, it's not. It's just a shitty game on a Tuesday night, but still don't.
No, if you can, at the end of the day, you're trying to generate excitement. And if these are two crap fighters, but the video package and the stories are flashy and they click with people, the VTR did its job.
Oh, yeah.
So another thing I think that Ryzen can do, and this is just me, is maybe release a couple of the VTRs early.
Yeah, like I mean, it's like what Dream used to do back in the day.
Yes, and have them translated to try and generate some interest. I think that might be worth. I think Ryzen did that a few times. That might be worth looking into.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Because as I said, the the cream of the crop for that was Fedor Crow Cop, which was, I believe, like 9-10 minutes, whatever it was, and it was just one of the better ones that Daisuke Sato ever did. And then Sakuraba Tamara on New Year's Eve 2008. Those were the two best ones that I've ever seen.
Right.
So, and that's all I got for that.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I really don't have three things to say. All I gotta say is really two, maybe one. You're gonna get a great fight card. You're gonna get some great commentary from Michael Schiavello and Damian Beatdown Brown. And the best part about it, it's free. Free 99. You know, no purchase or payment necessary.
Just make an account.
Well, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm looking at the Ryzen TV website right now, and I don't think you got to create an account just to watch it.
Okay. I thought you did, but hey.
I mean, basically, it'll be like, if you're a Ryzen fan, if you're a true Ryzen fan, think of it like this. It'll be a throwback to the old Eversport.tv days, where you used to watch Ryzen events for free, and I remember those days fondly.
I do too. That was good stuff. Before Fight and before Live Now.
Oh my God. The less said about Live Now, the better, because that was a shit show.
That was not good. But anyway.
But still though, long story short, what are the three fights you're going to be most looking forward to?
Kashimura Yasui, Izawa Oshima, and then Karamov versus Matsushima.
Okay, for me, main event and co-main event aside, Karamov Matsushima, yeah, I'm not going to be looking forward to Taka Kenshin versus Max Yoshida. That's for goddamn sure. Saika versus Sumakaze. And at the beginning of the MMA portion, Laramie versus Wataru.
Good choices.
And when it comes down to that, I guess that means we can go ahead and, call it in. We can go ahead and close the show out. And, even though, again, no social media for you, no social media plugs, how can fans enjoy being in the Ryzen FF Fans Discord?
Just, it's a really great community with a bunch of knowledgeable fans who, for the most part, know their stuff. And, you'll get a lot of engaging discussions, not just about UFC or MMA, but you'll see with kickboxing, boxing. There are people who live in Japan there who can give an insight into things that, as Westerners who aren't in that culture, they understand nuances and the reasons why certain things happen are the way they are, things like that. If you're a fan of this type of stuff, I very much recommend joining.
Oh, yeah. Of course, especially considering the fact that much like the Ryzen Landmark show coming up this weekend, it's free to join. All you got to do is create an account. That's all there is to it. Otherwise, what's the point of not joining, and what's the point of not having fun, and then if you can't join? And Takumi is saying, thank you. I enjoy listening. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you for coming on, man. But still, though, point of the matter is you can check out all of what Combat Sports Today has in store. I'm pretty sure they have this covered more than I do, more than Andrew does, more than you do, obviously, and you can only do so much. And you know what? Speaking of Andrew, you can check out all of his hijinks over on God damn it. Podcast, because he has all of the Fight Sports world covered, and you can check him out on Twitter and you can check him out on Twitter at We Are Rising Pod. You can check him out on Twitter and Instagram, and yes, I'm calling it Twitter, not X, at abenja1, and you can just search him up on IMDb and check out all his acting credits as well, especially Fire Island on Hulu, even though we're getting closer to the autumn. Well, we're actually getting closer to Mariah Carey coming out of her cube, so to speak, just to wish us all happy holidays. But still, though, if you want to remember summer, you can watch Fire Island on Hulu. But still, though, point of the matter is, I mean, if you're listening to this, you can check out my links and the link tree for the description as well. I mean, for Focus Fights as well. I mean, if you enjoy what you're watching, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching this. But if you're listening to this on the podcast, please feel free to check out the links that I have and the links that Focus Fights has in the description below. Because let's face it, the next time I get on this damn show, I will be 33 years old. My birthday is the Wednesday after this damn event. So a little over 48 hours after that show. So, I'm basically hoping to at least try and make something out of this. Because I don't know how long I want to do this. But, I mean, as long as I have fun, I'll do this as long as I want. But, if you can help a brother out, I'll be happy to provide y'all some great content tenfold. I and the team over at Focus Fights. But other than that, is there anything you want to say before we go ahead and get the hell out of here?
Nope.
Okay. Well, in that case, all I can do is plug Rising Landmark 12 one more time. The event will take place this Sunday, November 2nd, from the Glaeon Arena in Kobe, Hyogo, Japan, live on Ryzen.tv for free. Free 99. The event will take place with prelims on the Ryzen FF YouTube channel starting at 9:30 a.m. No. Starting at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Because, of course, Daylight Savings Time in the U.S., we're going to be going back an hour Saturday night. It'll be painstaking for us to lose that extra bit of sunlight going into the evening hours, but still, though, 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the prelims on the Ryzen FF YouTube channel this Sunday night. A lot of fans going to be pissed off watching football and wondering, how can I check it out? It'll be on the Ryzen Fighting Federation YouTube channel. Then go over to Ryzen.tv. It'll happen at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Ryzen Landmark 12 for free. 19 fights on the card. Well, 14 fights, really. But you're going to enjoy every single second of it, just as I hope that y'all enjoyed every single second we had in putting this whole damn thing together. But still, though, for Andrew, who's in the comments just lurking about the next things to say about my critique, for Mike over in Ohio, I have been Chris Gary saying, peace, my peoples, in one love world. Protect yourself at all times. Take care of yourself and each other. Keep fighting, because you never know who might hear your story. And in the case of watching Ryzen Landmark 12, we know you're going to have other options to look at this weekend, both in and out of fight sports. We just hope that the superior rule set will be worth your time, because I know damn well that even though, the chaos of the world is all it is right now, we just all need some time to come together and enjoy something incredible like the superior rule set, especially considering the fact that, we're all going to be enjoying everything else, especially when it comes down to this. But other than that, see y'all later. Oh, and one more thing, considering the fact that, today is, obviously, at the time of this recording, we would like to be the first to wish you a happy Halloween, and may all your wickedness come true. Or, just wait for the clock to turn midnight on November 1st, and you'll have somebody shrieking, saying how much all they want for Christmas is them.
Or to listen, or a couple weeks or whenever it is to hear Alphabus sing.
Yeah, of course. But still, though, point of the matter is, we hope that y'all enjoy your happy and wicked Halloween. And if not, we'll just go ahead and chomp the deuce and see y'all next time. Later.
Matane.